And good evening, everyone. Welcome into Buffalo Wild Wings in downtown Pikeville for the Coach Kelly Wells Show on the stations of East Kentucky Broadcasting as we are talking to Coach Kelly Wells for the next 30 minutes. And, Coach, 22-2 on the season, winners of 6 in a row. We're going to be talking about 2 big wins last week in conference against Shawnee State, 91-78, hammering Simmons College out of Louisville, 84-50. And whenever you pick up a couple wins and get back in the top 10, it's always time for a good time on Tuesdays.
Yeah, it really is. It makes it a lot more fun to come to the coaches show after 2 victories. And this bunch has really been dedicated 22 times to get us in a position to win. And it was no different this week. At Shawnee State's always a tough place to play. They always play us very close. And then we had a nice non-conference game mixed in there on Saturday with Simmons College. So very proud of the guys' effort overall. Did a lot of good things. Still some things to work on, certainly, but proud of the guys.
Also, you have some guys that's really playing their best basketball, too, especially you have Chase Parsley. Don't want to give him the big head. He's here tonight, and also Jordan Perry.
Yeah, we've got a lot of guys really stepping their game up. And one of the things we've really talked about for our team to improve, like each individual has to find whatever inch they can make in stride in their game, and all those guys have done that. I thought Jordan Perry should have been a conference player of the week, hands down. Possibly even National Player of the Week, and for some reason he wasn't even the Conference Player of the Week. So that was disappointing, but he had 2 great games, 31, his career high on the road against Shawnee State, had a remarkable game. Came back home, had 20-some against Simmons College. Should have deserved that, but the guys were really playing well. We're 14 deep, and the guys were all participating. Everybody got to play the other night against Simmons College, except for Austin Combs, who's hurt. But I'm very proud of our team. We're making strides in the right direction.
I think you got some highlights I think you're going to go over with us, and there's a lot on the highlight reel this past week if you're a U-Pike Bear.
Yeah, this is always a fun segment of our show here. You can get an opportunity to kind of see us in action, and here we are in Shawnee. And early in the game, we really started off really well. They tried to go to a 1-3-1 against us early, and JP just kind of shot them out of the 1-3-1. Great pass by Darian Leslie for a 3 in the corner. And here's us defensively, Darian stepping in front and getting a nice charge here underneath the basket. It's something we've really started doing a lot better job of all season long, is taking those charges. And here again is that first half where they're trying to zone us a little bit, and RJ Culber is having no part of it. Here's him with a nice corner 3, and that really shoots them out of their zone. And here's a little isolation play with Jay in the top right here, drives middle for the up and under layup. Does a really nice job of creating space up and under. They called him for a walk, but that was a terrible call, and no more need to be said. And here's Chase Parsley with a great turnaround in the paint. One of the goals we have is to try to get in that paint as much as we can, whether that's to score or to pass, and Chase does a great job. And here again, Darian Leslie doing the exact same thing, getting 2 feet in the paint, creating opportunities, and this time he finishes over 2 guys in the paint. Here's a nice little transition play, and Darrell get out in front of everybody and gets a nice dunk, great pass ahead, and gets up to the basket, does a great job finishing in transition. And way downtown for Jay De La Cruz, and certainly has been a great spark for us as he's continued to play well. And from deep, Jay is one of our better shooters. And here's Mike Chambers, who's done a great job defensively and offensively, but gets a great steal with the pass ahead. And Jordan Perry with another one of his dunks coming up here in the highlight film. And I think he had 4 dunks on the night, and certainly a nice pass ahead by Mike Chambers. And here's a nice floater for Mike. We kind of hit a little stalemate right here in this little segment of the game, and Mike picked us up offensively with a nice little floater off the glass. And here we are in our full court press, or against a full court press. We were in one of our breakaway plays, and here's Jordan Perry. And this right here should have been National Highlight of the Year. This is against the number 1 shot blocker in the country at Shawnee State, and Jordan just stuffs all over him. Awesome play.
Absolutely. I mean, this team is absolutely on one toward tear right now, just absolutely just annihilating people.
Yeah, playing great. I'm so proud of them, and we just keep getting better every single night. And I think we figured out how to play both ends of the court, offense and defense, and that's really stretched our team. And there's a reason we're 22-2. I mean, the guys have continued to get better.
And one thing I like about this team, I've seen you guys for the most part really don't play down to the competition this year.
A little better. That's because we've started playing better defense. I think that cures a lot of problems, and we can set our pace because of our defense and rebound. Only twice this whole season have we got out rebounded, so that's something we continue to stress to them, and they're very coachable. They're trying to do the things we ask them to do.
How's practice gone so far this week?
It's been good. We had one ankle sprain, a non-practice ankle sprain, and we're trying to get through it. But everybody else is super healthy and ready to rock and roll. And we're just playing one-game championships, 1-0 each night we play.
So far this late in the season, I mean, you still have that deep rotation. Really, for the most part, a lot of the guys, they're really just they're playing well enough to stay and getting those minutes.
Yes, there is strength in numbers, and I think we have the best bench in the conference. I think we play a lot more players than everybody else. And I think that's going to play dividends for us not only in the conference tournament, but hopefully if we get there, the national tournament as well.
And I know that we have a couple players coming up in just a few moments for their next two segments. But coming up on our final segment, we got a big game. We'll talk more about that coming up Thursday at the Expo Center. It's going to be revenge night.
Yeah, it really is going to be a great night. We'll talk about all the promotions going on, a lot of neat stuff going, and we'd love to see as many people out there as we possibly can get there.
Absolutely. Again, we are here at Buffalo Wild Wings here in Pikeville. Come on down. We're here until 7 o'clock tonight. 22-2, U-Pike 6-2 in conference play. They are in first place by one full game over three teams. Come out and support the Bears. And, of course, they'll be back in action Saturday on the road in Lebanon, Tennessee. Of course, we have two Bears players coming up next, Darian Leslie and also Austin Combs. So come on out, join us. Some of the team is here. And, of course, we got plenty of food here at Buffalo Wild Wings here in Pikeville. We'll be back with more of the Kelly Wells Show right after this on the stations of East Kentucky Broadcasting. And welcome back into Buffalo Wild Wings. It is the Coach Kelly Wells Show on the stations of East Kentucky Broadcasting as we return, and we have one of the dominant dunkers in all of the country, senior from Huntsville, Alabama, All-American last year, the one and only Darian Leslie. And Darian, welcome in tonight. And I tell you what, a great season so far, 22-2, winners of 6 straight.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me here.
So, the team kind of struggled a little bit maybe 3 weeks ago, now on a 6-game win streak, first place in the Mid-South Conference. What's been the difference over the last 2 or 3 weeks in your opinion?
We've really been competing more. We've starting to fill in, starting to find our roles more. So that's been making everything a lot easier, taking a lot of pressure off of guys. We've been making way more easy plays than at the beginning of the season. We was forcing a little bit, you would say. And the more easy we play, make it easier on us and make it harder on our opponent.
And, Darian, I tell you, I mean, people might take it for granted what you guys have achieved. I mean, Coach Wells, his 20-win seasons each and every year, going to Kansas City, eating barbecue and wings each and every year out in the Midwest. But with 8 newcomers into the program, just talk about that with the influx of all the newcomers and really the veterans trying to step up and just everyone just trying to mesh and have that chemistry.
Well, for the returners, I feel like it's our job, try to help guide the newcomers. Try to help guide them their way, try to show them how everything fits and flows. That's the biggest thing, and once we get that part done, then everything will start taking care of itself.
You know, one thing about you, I mean, I tell you, got teams try to zone you up. They try to cut off the penetration. But what goes through your mind, man, when you slice and dice like butter, like go through 3 or 4 defenders and get to the rim, which I've seen you done several times in your career?
Well, firstly, hopefully I make it so the coach won't take me out. That's the first thing. But after that, then I can't really say too much after that. Once I get in there, just finish. Hopefully Coach Wells won't take me out.
You know who Dominic Wilkins was,
oh, yes,
the
yes,
human highlight film.
Yes,
I mean, you've turned into the human highlight film yourself. I mean, what goes in your mind, man, when you go up for a jam?
I just, again, hopefully I don't miss it. Coach Wells, he don't play that. But I just try to get the crowd into it. Try to get as hard dunk as I can. You know, the harder it is, the more oohs and ahs you'll hear.
How did you try to improve your game from last year to this year?
Well, over the summer, I did a lot of ball handling. I did a lot of resistance training, and I really got a lot of shots up. But those are my focal points in the summertime.
Also, you're shooting a little bit better from the foul line.
Yeah, a little bit.
Let's talk about you, the student athlete. So, first of all, glad you came here to U-Pike. Hopefully, we win a national championship. But what made you to land here in Eastern Kentucky?
Well, when I was a JUCO player, and I came here on a visit one weekend, and I really did like it. Like, it was a small town, but the people were very nice. All the people that I met, and obviously the accomplishments that U-Pike has years and years and years. And, that's a big factor that plays into it. So that was one of the big reasons I came.
What are you majoring in?
I'm a business management major.
So you want to, I guess, own your own business one
Yeah,
day.
hopefully.
What kind? I mean, do you
Uh,
don't know yet?
don't know yet, but I along the lines of the restaurant. Hopefully.
Oh, okay. A lot of Bears have gone on overseas to play professionally. Is that something that you want to do?
That's something I would like to do. Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that. I would love to do that.
Now, how hungry is it? Because 8-team conference, the Mid-South Conference, the toughest conference in the land, preseason ranked to finish 4th.
Mm-hmm.
One and done in the conference tournament last year, one and done in the Nationals. I mean, how much drive does that fuel to motivate you guys?
It means a lot for us to finish 4th after the season we had last year. For them to pick us 4th after the season we had last year, kind of put a big chip on your shoulder and makes you want to drive more.
Thursday night, Lindsey Wilson, big game. I mean, what do you remember about that last matchup?
They got us by 4 at their house. Well, 2. Got us by 4. They got us 2 at their house. So.
How hard is it? I mean, game in, game out. I mean, there's no easy outs in the Mid-South Conference.
It really isn't. And for like you said, 6 of the 8 teams started off ranked in the top 25, and that's really unheard of. So,
Darren, we appreciate you. We'll see you Thursday.
thank you.
All right,
Thanks, man.
We'll be back with more of the Kelly Wells Show right after this on the stations of East Kentucky Broadcasting. And welcome back into the Kelly Wells Show on the stations of East Kentucky Broadcasting. Joe Kinzer filling in for Andrew Joyce tonight. We'll have Coach Kelly Wells coming up in the final segment of the program. We are here from Buffalo Wild Wings as we have one of the star standout freshmen, and this recruiting class for Coach Wells, really, really a top 10. We have Austin Combs, freshman from Knott County Central High School in the 14th region, over 1,100 career points, helped lead Coach B.B. King's team to the Sweet 16 one time in his 4 years, always a fixture in the 14th region. And Austin, welcome to the show tonight.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
All right, first of all, okay, I have never, unless I've been broadcasting, I have never been to a 14th region game unless I've been broadcasting on the high school level. One thing that everyone tells me about the 14th region in high school, they bring it.
Oh, yeah. The atmosphere is crazy. In the 14th region, basketball takes over everything. I mean, it's just – you need to start going to more of them if you can.
What did you learn under Coach King?
The biggest thing probably is just, like, not quit. Like,
right.
we could be down to anybody in any situation, wherever we was at, and the biggest thing, like, he would still be on us. And whether we was up 20 or down 20, we still had to be, on top of our game and just not quit. On
the high school scene, what's it like playing in big games and also playing at Rupp Arena?
Rupp's different. You're so used to smaller courts.
Right.
And, even the crowds, like bigger crowds, but smaller courts and everything, smaller gyms. Then you get down there, and then you have games that there's a lot more people with a lot bigger gym, and just the atmosphere is just so much more crazy. You can feel it when you're on the court. It's an experience of a lifetime.
Now, you nailed the majority of your threes that you shot, or nearly 50% on the high school scene. I've seen you shoot during warm-ups. You absolutely just nail it from the outside. How much do you work on your game in that aspect?
That's something I do every time I go to the gym. Anytime I'm in the gym. When I go to the gym, there's specific things I go to work on, but at the end or sometimes at the beginning of the workout, I always start out with that, just shooting.
Why did you choose to come to UPike? Glad you did.
The coaching staff. You have Coach Kelly Wells. Everyone knows Coach Kelly Wells. He's a great coach. He's got a great staff. And just the resume of Pike was ridiculous. So I figured it'd be my best choice.
What are you majoring in?
Education.
So what kind of education? What kind of field do you want to go into?
I'm really undecided right now, but more than likely it'll be like elementary education.
Okay.
It'll be something like that.
Now talk about the transition from high school. Now you're in your second semester of college. Just talk about that transition.
On the court, it's just, I would say the physicality of it is a step up. You have to go out there and you have to throw your body around. You have to be physical, and really it's more detail oriented too. Like high school, it's like, all right, you can go out here,
right,
come off a pick, you can go try to score. Here, it's come off this pick, pass it, make this cut, do this, do that. You have to pay a lot more attention.
Well, I was getting into because when I went from high school to college, I didn't play. I was nowhere near athletic. Had to budget time because, in high school, you got your parents, you got the principal, you got teachers. In college, you're on – I'm not going to say you're on your own, but if you show up for class, the professors aren't going to come hold you down. You have to hold yourself more accountable. Just talk about that part.
Like you said about the parents, my mom and them's not here, but they're still on me a lot.
Okay.
I'm getting text messages. I'm getting calls. Coach Wells makes us check into our classes to make sure that we are there.
Mm-hmm.
So, even though you have more time, I guess, to do what you need to and stuff and still have to go to class, they're there. You have people there making sure that you're doing that stuff.
Now, you've gotten to a lot of games this year. You've scored, I think, your career high is 8. You've landed some three-pointers. You defend. What are you learning on the college game, what you need to improve on?
Biggest thing I would say is on the defensive end. My offensive game, of course, you can always improve that.
Absolutely.
But my defense, just taking that step from high school to college, everyone's quicker, everyone's faster, everyone's stronger. You have to be able to defend to play at this level. And if I had one aspect to improve on, it would be that one.
Do you and Mason kind of look up to Chase because Chase in high school coming out of Shilton Clark had a devastating ankle injury. He had the red shirt. Then last year he didn't get to play in the postseason. Now he's playing his best basketball. So do you kind of look up to him and try to follow what he does?
Definitely. Me and Mason has talked about it before, and just watching Chase, just like you said, coming up, red shirt and not playing the postseason last year, and this year he's effective when he's on the court. He's a big key player for us.
What's it like practicing against a Javion Dela Cruz, a Darian Leslie, and those folks? It's got to make you better.
Yeah, like I said, if I had to improve on something, it'd be my defense. Well, going at them guys every day is what's going to improve that. It's not going to be defensive slides or anything like that. It's going against them guys every single day in practice, just getting better.
I guess Coach Wells was right because one of the sales pitches, besides being a growing institution, is the Mid-South Conference is the best conference in the country. There's no easy outs.
No. Everybody's good in our conference. Everybody has a chance to win it, and we're gonna try to get there and see if we can be the ones to come out.
Last question for you: what's a hobby that you like to do off the court besides basketball?
Definitely fishing.
Okay.
I love fishing.
Okay. What's the largest fish you've ever caught?
About 5'3", 5 pounds 3 ounces.
All right, Austin, we really do appreciate you. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, that's Austin Combs, freshman here at University of Pikeville. We'll be back and close out the program with Papa Bear himself, Coach Kelly Wells. This is the Coach Kelly Wells Shows on EKB Sports. And welcome back into the final segment of the Kelly Wells Show from Buffalo Wild Wings in Pikeville on the stations of East Kentucky Broadcasting. We're joined again by Papa Bear. And, Coach, big week, but first, before we talk about the big games this week, let's talk about the national rankings for the second time this season and matching your highest rating of the year, coming in at number 6.
Yeah, the ratings have been kind of a challenge. This is the first year we've done 2-week segments, so it's kind of been like a 4-game slide in a 2-week period can really penalize a team. So, it's been a little bit challenging to kind of figure out the exact ratings. And, we beat up on each other in our conference so much. And, to have 6 ranked teams or at least mentioned teams in the top 30 is impressive. No other conference has that, and we deserve that. I think our group does. So, we've got to do really good. But to be ranked number 6 in the country, if we have a good week this week, I think we'll have a chance to be in the top 3. But we have to win games. That's the beauty of where we're at. We're 1 game up currently, but we have our own destiny in our own hands, and that's what we want all the time. And if we take care of us, and we don't have to ask for anybody else to win, lose, draw, whatever, we just have to take care of business every single night we play, and that's a good feeling as we stand today.
And, of course, the conference standings, 6-2. Your team's in first place, 1 full game. Lindsey Wilson, Georgetown, and someone else. One bad week, it's sink or swim in this league. It's so vicious that a couple of losses get you down in the standings.
Yeah, there's nobody that's out of the picture right now. Some teams will lose every single week. Obviously, 4 teams will lose, 4 teams will win. So that's going to fluctuate a lot. Every team in our league is good. Cumberland, Tennessee is very good. Shawnee State's very good, and those are 7-8. So we've already proven that. Cumberland, Tennessee came here and beat us on our home floor. So that's how good our league is. It's going to be interesting to kind of see how these last 6 play out. Hopefully we can get our job done every night. It's tried not to make it too overwhelming to our guys. Just tell them, like, you don't have to win 6 games at one time. You just have to go 1-0 each night we play, and trying to keep our focus on that game.
Thursday night, 8 o'clock, the men, women tip off at 6 o'clock, women and men's doubleheader. It's going to be a blackout. I mean, folks, come on down. Brad Paisley's concert coming up in the near future in Pikeville, and there's going to be tickets on sale. Pretty good bargain coming up Thursday night.
Yeah, no question. We've tried to really get the word out, and we wanted as much people to come as possible. And it is going to be a blackout, so wear all your U-Pike black that you have. Our coaches are going to do it. Our players are going to do it. Wear black uniforms where normally we're white at home or gray at home. And the Expo has done a great promotion for us as well. They're offering $15 Brad Paisley tickets, which and it's got to be during the game hours. You have to be there to get that deal. And if you get them any other time, it's like $60
right.
or so. So it's a great deal. And those of you who are big concert goers, that's a great way. Some of my staff is already excited about being able to do it. They might lose. If you see somebody leave the bench, then you know where they're going to get
I
them
might
some
leave
tickets.
the broadcast with Rick. We got about a couple minutes left. Lindsey Wilson, it's 5-6 Thursday, Saturday on the road in Lebanon, Tennessee. Let's preview the matchups.
Yeah, Lindsey beat us and Cumberland's beat us. These are only 2 games that we dropped, so hopefully we can get those made up quickly. It's going to be a great game. 5 versus 6, 2 of the best teams in the country are playing here right in the Expo Center, and no need to travel to Louisville, no need to travel to Lexington, no reason to travel to Richmond. You've got the best teams in the state of Kentucky playing right here at the Expo Center. So come out and watch those, and then we'll have an opportunity on Saturday to clean up business that we didn't take care of at home against Cumberland, Tennessee. But you'll see a very good product, and our guys are ready to make sure we win those.
Give us a little bit of a quick scout on both teams, and I'll tell you, if you would have given us a woo, it'd be like the Nature Boy Ric Flair when you was doing that promo right there. So give us a little bit of a scouting report.
Well, I think Lindsey's strengths, they've got great shooters on the perimeter, very, very good. Great guard play with Brian Wallace. They've got a huge post player in Nick Brown who's really improved. Excuse me. I don't think they have the depth that we have, so we need to get our pace going where we want it to be. But, again, high percentage shooting team. They're shooting 39% from the 3, 46 from the field. So they're a very quality ball team. And Cumberland, Tennessee is just super athletic, probably the most athletic team in the league that's playing really good, especially at home. So we owe both of those teams a little payback. So hopefully our guys will be ready to take care of business.
Kelly, we appreciate you. Rick and I will see you Thursday, and I'll see you coming up Saturday in Tennessee.
That sounds great. Looking so forward to it.
All right. It's been the Kelly Wells Show as the U-Pike Bears rank 6th in the country, 22-2 overall, 6-2 in conference play. It's a blackout Thursday night at 8 o'clock. Come on down, support the Bears, and also buy those Brad Paisley tickets for only dirt cheap, for only $15. For Coach Wells, for Austin Combs and Darian Leslie, Joe Kinzer saying so long, everyone, from Buffalo Wild Wings.